Good night and welcome to Benalmádena First English News Broadcast. Digital Costa del Sol brings you every Friday all the information about this week's news. The Welsh community organized a big party at Plaza de la Mezquita with music, dance and food to celebrate St. David. The event was attended by the Mayor of Benalmádena, Víctor Navas.
Benalmádena celebrated on Wednesday the Welsh Festival of St. David with a day full of dancing, music and entertainment organized by the Welsh Association of Benalmádena with the collaboration of the Foreign Residents Delegation of City Hall. The Mayor and Foreign Residents Councilman Víctor Navas visit Plaza de la Mezquita, the place chosen by the Welsh community to celebrate their bank holidays in Benalmádena, where he highlighted the example of coexistence that is our municipality.
Como somos una ciudad abierta y una ciudad
A traditional festivity for the Welsh community that has been celebrated in the municipality for the over 12 years. The Welsh Society Costa del Sol has been raising funds for years for charities through annual celebrations such as St. David's Day, held every March 1st, or the Christmas Festival of Cultures in Arroyo de la Miel. If there is a municipality that welcomes with open arms people from all over the world, that is Benalmádena. We have more than 120 nationalities living together in peace and harmony, and we are enriched by the diversity that each citizen brings to the city. He has also announced that soon we will also celebrate St. Patrick's and St. George. This month we will also celebrate St. Patrick's and St. George. From the City Council we lend our collaboration for this type of festivities. They are another instrument in favor of multiculturalism and integration in Benalmádena. With this festival, the Welsh community of Benalmádena once again demonstrates its solidarity profile, as each year the money raised in the celebration is donated to a non-profit organization. The representative of the association, the Welsh Society Costa del Sol, Gary Benham, emphasized the great atmosphere in the square.
Today it's another year of celebrating St. David's Day, and as we say in Welsh, it's very fitting that they're singing this song as well, In Mawr Hyd, we're still here. So it's a lovely day for it as well, here in our 12th year in the Costa del Sol, celebrating St. David's Day, the Feast of St. David, everything Welsh. But it's not only the Welsh as well, it's all communities, all nationalities are welcome. As you can see here, Spanish, English, Irish, everyone's turned out just for a good cause.
He also spoke about the benefic character of the event, as well as the roots of this festivity in our municipality.
This year's charity is Nakupenda, which is a charity based in Africa, so taking the rice personally to Africa, so it's also a good cause in that way, and you directly know where everything's going, and I think it's just an absolutely fantastic scheme, and Joanna, in fact, from the Foreign Residence Department, proposed it this year, so we had to go with her. She's been our most loyal supporter all this way through, and yeah, as you can see, it's growing every year. I mean, I don't know how many people are here today. It's just a wonderful day for a wonderful cause.
With this festivity, the Welsh community of Benalmádena once again demonstrate its solidarity, as each year the money raised in the celebration is donated to a non-profit organization. Joanna Trudowska, a technician from the Foreign Residents Delegation, explained that this year they are raising money in favor of Nakupenda Sana.
The charity of this year is called Nakupenda Sana. They work in Africa, Gambia and Senegal, helping family and children in schools, giving like rice, milk and whatever they need. So please do help and know this charity. It is called Nakupenda Sana. You can find them on Facebook or internet.
Every year, the storms wreak havoc on the coast of Malaga, and in Benalmádena, an historical claim for the improvement and construction of seawalls on several beaches is about to become a reality. The Mayor of Benalmádena, Víctor Navas, and Beaches Councilwoman Encarnación Cortés visited Malapesquera Beach on Monday to report on the imminent start of the extension and improvement works of the Malapesquera seawall.
Muy satisfechos ya por la fecha de comienzo de las obras.
We are very pleased with the imminent start of these works. The Spanish government is complying with Benalmádena, answering one of the most important demands of the beach sector. Since we came to the municipal government, this demand has been one of our priorities, going so far as to offer to co-finance the action, an extreme that has finally not been necessary. This is the extension of the Malapesquera seawall, and the ministry is also working on a preliminary project of a seawall for the Santa Ana and Los Maites beach area, an action that will complete the protection of our urban beaches. We have held numerous meetings with officials from the Ministry for Ecological Transition to set a timetable and obtain the necessary funding to promote this action. A vital action for the protection of the beaches of this part of Benalmádena's coastline.
Ya ha explicado la concejala en qué consisten las obras.
In Benalmádena, we suffer every year the consequences of the storms, which end up reducing the capacity of our beaches due to the loss of sand. In an eminently tourist municipality like ours, it is important to implement measures to help stabilize the coastline and the value of one of our main tourist attractions. The works will possibly begin during March, finishing in June, a period that statistically covers the strongest storms. If we are unable to comply with this initial schedule, we will postpone the works until October, with the aim of causing as little inconvenience as possible. Although the beaches will remain open, we will limit the area of action in the places where work will be carried out. On her part, Cortés pointed out that the work will consist on raising the semi-submerged breakwater along 80 linear meters in an easterly direction. The works will begin in the coming weeks. This Thursday we will have the first technical meetings to agree on aspects such as the space for the collection of material or where the lorries will circulate. From Benalmádena Town Hall we are going to minimize the inconvenience to beach concessionaries, tourists and users, so that the work is carried out as quickly as possible and so that this summer we finally have a semi-submerged breakwater to stop the erosion of the beaches of Santa Ana, Las Gaviotas and Malapesquera. We ask the public for patience. The works are always a nuisance, but the result will be a great improvement and is an answer to many years of requests and meetings with the ministry to speed up these works. Benalmádena City Hall has been working for several years on the construction of a new fire station, and this week they announced that the drafting of the preliminary project has already been put out to tender.
The mayor of Benalmádena, Victor Navas, and security councilman Javier Marín meet with the media on Wednesday at Avenida Cerro del Viento, where the land for the future fire station is located, to announce that the drafting of the preliminary project has been put out to tender. Navas stressed that it will be a well-equipped building with an investment of 4 million euros.
Estamos muy contentos y satisfechos porque ha sido un proceso tedioso.
The creation of a new fire station has been a need of Benalmádena for decades. They currently share a space with operational services, so it is essential a new space with the latest technological advances and a more robust building with all the safety guarantees. The drafting of the preliminary project has just been put out to tender. It will be a multifunctional building valued at around 4 million euros, and it will also have a space to house civil protection. The mayor also explained that it has been 5 years since they start working on this project and review its evolution.
De emergencia para dar cobertura a todas las necesidades del municipio, ¿no?
It is the culmination of an arduous process that we began 5 years ago, from the search for an agreement with the Mancomunidad de Municipios to take on the project to the search for the type of building best suited to the needs of the city. We have finally reached an agreement to build it through UNESPA funds so that the City Council itself will be responsible for the construction without the help of other administrations. Our aim is for the future fire station to become one of the most important and innovative emergency centers in the whole province of Málaga. Once we have the preliminary project drawn up, we will immediately put out a tender for its execution, and we estimate that within 2 years the new Benalmádena fire station will be a reality. Marín stressed the municipality's need for this new infrastructure, which is being sized with a view to future needs, and also highlight the work carried out to find a suitable plot of land.
Por eso, a día de hoy, como ya anunciábamos hace...
We always work with the idea of sizing the project according to the future needs of the city, an essential aspect so that the infrastructure does not become obsolete once it's complete. The preliminary project will take into account aspects such as the future increase in personnel or the number of fire engines, and will enable the constant carry out of practical exercises in the fire station itself, essential to reduce response time. times. I want to highlight the suitability of the plot, both for its size and its strategic location, to speed up travel to any point in the municipality. We are taking a very important step towards a much safer place to work. The transfer of the firefighters to a new fire station will also make it possible to increase the space allocated to operational services, which will improve the quality of the work they carry out.
Once again this year, the Council has prepared an asphalting plan that will cover around 17 linear kilometers, focusing on this occasion on urbanization in the municipality such as Sant'Angelo or Monte Alto, among others.
The mayor of Benalmádena, Víctor Navas, and Roads and Works Councilman Joaquín Villazón visit Avenida de Cuba this week to highlight the start of the new asphalting plan. Since his arrival at the municipal government, a commitment was being made to improving the roads through the asphalting plans, but difficulties with the tenders have delayed their execution.
Se pone en marcha el plan de asfaltado 2021.
We have just launched the 2021 asphalt plan, even though it is now 2023. The reason we have started now is that it was not easy to award and start the contract because of inflationary situation due to the pandemic and the war in Ukraine. The 2021 asphalting plan was initially awarded in November 2021, but due to the increase in the price of materials caused by the war in Ukraine, the bidding company abandoned the contract, which forced us to put it out to tender again, finally awarding it in December 2022 and now starting the work. In the new plan prepared for this year, it is planned to work in urbanizations such as Sant'Angelo and Monte Alto.
Hay un segundo plan de asfaltado que es el de 2022, que igualmente quedó
This asphalting plan will cover 16 linear kilometers of streets and avenues located mainly in urbanizations, and today we are specifically in Sant'Angelo East, which will be asphalt in its entirety. In other urbanizations, the general services and many streets and avenues that have not been renovated for years will be asphalt, including Monte Alto Phase 2, Torre Quebrada and Benamaina. A second asphalting plan is planned for 2022, which was also initially abandoned as a result of inflation and which we are waiting to award in the next few days and will be aimed at covering the most central areas of Arroyo de la Miel, Benalmádena Costa and Benalmádena Pueblo. Villazón stressed the poor state of the roads when he came to government and how, step by step, they are improving them in line with his commitment. This term of office, we are going to asphalt a total of 40.8 kilometers of streets and avenues, making a decisive contribution to the transformation and improvement of the image of the town. The government team's commitment is to carry out an asphalting plan every year, a commitment that has been hampered this term of office due to the pandemic and the increase in prices of raw materials. But we are finally catching up and we are fulfilling our promise to continue with the asphalting of all the streets and avenues of the municipality. This asphalting plan has an investment of 1,245,000 euros and will involve the renovation of roads in urbanizations that had not been touched for many years, thus advancing in the improvement of the city.
More than 50 local and national horticultural specialists will promote their plants and shrubs at the Rare Plant Fair that will be held in La Palomas Park next week.
Benalmádena is gearing up for the return of the Feria de las Plantas de Colección Rare Plant Fair, which will be held in La Paloma Park from Friday 7th until Sunday 9th April. More than 50 local and national horticultural specialists will promote their plants and shrubs at the event, which has become a national reference for plant lovers. Organized by the Parks and Gardens Department of the Benalmádena Town Hall, the fair, now in its 16th year, focuses on the promotion of families of little-known plants and attracts serious collectors and keen amateur horticulturalists looking for ways of making their gardens more attractive. One of the objectives of the event is to encourage visiting tourists and locals to visit the park, which houses more than 90 species of palm trees and also boasts one of the best collections of bamboo, cacti and other succulents in Europe. The free fair, which begins at 5 p.m. on Good Friday, will include colorful collections of tropical and subtropical plants, cacti and succulents, striking orchid displays, and rare bonsai trees. In addition, there will be stands offering aromatic medicinal herbs, bulbs, seeds, and fertilizers, as well as information, advice, and tips concerning the cultivation and care of exotic plants.
And these are today's headlines. Benalmádena celebrates Saint David. Navas values advances in the future Malapesquera seawall. New steps towards the construction of a new fire station. The asphalting plant starts improving our roads. Rare Plants Fair returns to Benalmádena's La Paloma Park this Easter. The weather forecast for the weekend will leave us with intervals of cloudy skies with mediums and high clouds, minimum temperatures rising around 10 degrees and maximum temperatures around 16, light variable winds tending to east. And that's all. Thank you for watching us, and remember, you can stay updated on our website or social media profile on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night and enjoy the weekend.